If you've ever grown up with a trading card game, you probably know that there is some cards in that game that are insanely valuable. Whether that was Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, the One Piece game, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever game it is, you name it, there's almost guaranteed some cards in there that are worth some big money. Now, over the years, this has gotten worse and worse, or I guess better and better for some people as people have started to make finding these specific cards that are worth a lot of money their full-time job. And I don't mean like, oh, someone owns a card shop and they open packs to try to set out a cool card for somebody to come in and buy from the card shop. No, I don't mean that at all. What I mean is people physically getting violent with others, people watching kids break down and cry, and some people even jumping others because of these card games. And Pokemon is definitely the worst one. Luckily, this hasn't transferred over to games like Magic the Gathering, as most of the people, when you can't get a pack in Magic, are like, okay, whatever, wasn't destined to be. But in Pokemon specifically, people will buy out thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stock within the first 1 to 2 minutes of a store restocking, and this is most commonly seen in either really straightforward card shops or Walmart or Target, basically. And it is just so gross how some of these scalpers, I guess you could say, really are, as they just will sit there and essentially stare at a kid as they take every single thing off the shelf. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy card games as much as the next guy, and I think collecting some of the Pokemon cards can be cool, especially like if you go to a store and you're like, oh, they happen to have a box, why not get one or two? But I'm not talking about one or two. I'm talking about the entire set, the entire palette of Pokemon cards. Go ahead and watch this. So presumably in that video, from the looks of what's going on, is there is a small child there that has probably been looking forward to the Pokemon restock, as he's not really looking at anything else besides what this guy is taking. The child looks to be holding money in his hand, as he is probably been saving up for this, or just is a avid Pokemon collector and just saves up for the new box sets in general. And he just is watching this guy, and the guy could be related to him, who knows, honestly, based off this video. But the guy is just taking every single one of the new boxes straight in front of what seems to be this mother and child, and the guy just wants some Pokemon cards, man. Like, how hard is it to be like, hey, yeah, you're probably gonna buy one box, here's one box for you, you know? Because most people aren't gonna go in there and buy 600 boxes, Jim Bob. I'm sorry to tell you that, but losing out on one box probably isn't going to be the end of the world. There is definitely people that are 10 times worse, and let's give you an example of that right now.
Ever witnessed someone scalp this hard?
This has to be one of the most greediest things I have ever seen, and I've been collecting cards for 10 plus years. This Walmart should have had limits on how much people can get, otherwise stuff like this is going to happen.
Now, in that video in particular, I think this is one of the grossest ways to be a scalper. Personally, this guy is not only buying out the basic stock, but he's also buying out all of the boxes as well. And the guy in the video is correct. They should really put a limit on these things. And if you look very closely in the video, at one point a guy kind of comes in next to him and tries to tickle his side and take away one of his Pokemon boxes. And you can kind of see the guy kind of shoulder checks the guy's arm and makes the guy drop the box to make sure that he can get it, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, we're getting to the point where it's becoming a physical violence over these Pokemon cards. And like I said, I do understand that some of these cards are worth hundreds to thousands to even millions of dollars for some of these cards, depending on what they are. But the chances that you pull one of these really, really good cards out of your 600 boxes is very slim. Like, I can't imagine that these people are ever really making a profit at all. Like, especially because I don't know if you've ever looked into how they kind of stock Pokemon cards, but if a card is a 1 in 400 chance, the chance that you will even pull 2 out of 40 boxes is insanely rare. I say one of the things that this makes me think about the most is imagine you as a kid, you're going in to buy like the new Pokemon pack early in the morning. I know I used to do that like early in the morning, but like go to Walmart to make sure I would avoid scalpers and stuff like that. And you go in and you go to grab a Pokemon pack, and a guy just comes up and he's like, ha 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 ha. And you can smell the BO coming off of him the instant second he walks around the aisle. And he's like, little kid, what are you doing with my Pokemon? And he just slaps it out of your hand. And like, that's just so crazy to me. You know, he picks it up off the floor. This might be my lucky pack. Like he just smoked 600 cigarettes or something like that. And it's just so crazy to me that this is what it's devolved into, because it's not even just this that is also bad, because there's also something else as well. So to put limits on this, stores basically started creating machines where only a certain amount of boxes or packs could be bought at a time. But because this started happening, what people did is they started guarding the machines. This is real. This happened in an actual store where a guy basically wanted to buy like one booster pack, and he got there first before this guy, and this guy was sitting in his car waiting for the restock timer all day, and then got mad because someone else bought packs over him. Another adult, by the way, not even just a kid. He's mad because another adult was there a split second more. So what did he do? He got in front of the machine and bear hugged it like it was on its last limb. And it's just so crazy to me, because people like this will also go to jail because they don't want people to steal their Pokemon cards. And like I said before, if he was just collecting, cool. Who cares, right? If you're collecting, you want to buy maybe a box to not open and maybe a box to open, I think that's perfectly fair, right? You have a box that sits on a shelf and looks cool, and you have a box that you open so that way you can see if you pull anything. Cool. All right, bet. But sitting in your car all day so you can have the timers on your phone, like you can literally have your phone up like this, it'll be like, okay, 6 o'clock is the first restock, 7 is the next, 9 is the next one, and you're just like sitting in your car twiddling your thumbs waiting for the next restock. Dude, you got to do something else with your life. I'm just so sorry to say this. Like, genuinely, you got to figure out something else that is like valuable in your life. Like at the end of the day, you're just getting to a point where you are just trying to ruin normal people's day, and children especially, which is like probably the craziest part behind all this, is that scalpers just 100% are like, yeah, whatever. What are kids? Yeah, okay, this is it right here. It wasn't that guy in the picture, but this is it. This guy with the dreads basically wanted to buy like a pack of Pokemon cards, and this guy got mad and then physically assaulted him, and then the cops had to get called. Like, two grown men fight over who got in line first? No, 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 no. Wrong headline, Yahoo. It's this guy fought this guy for getting in line first, because I think this guy already put in his credentials, basically like his credit card information, everything, and then this guy got like mad. But that's really all I want to rant about today, was Pokemon scalpers, especially because I love collecting Pokemon, but I will never understand the scalping world. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Pokemon scalpers. Besides that, have a wonderful night. Peace.